very heavy sports topics for this particular episode, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I want to talk about something real quick because apparently there is a massive bit of news that's been going on in the hockey realm. And I don't know how to feel about it. Guys, the Arizona Coyotes are no more. The Coyotes have announced that they are moving from Arizona to Salt Lake City, Utah for the starting in the 2024-2025 upcoming NHL season. And it's like, I'm not a big Arizona fan, but this is one of those moments where I'm just like, I understand the NHL has a notorious habit of, wanting to get things their way. But this is one of those moments where it's like, you have no one else to blame but yourselves and ownership. Okay? You have so much blame going to ownership here for not doing what's best for the team, not doing what's best for the fans, not doing what's best for this area for that area part of Arizona. I know they were in Phoenix to start. I know they were in Tempe, and then, Glendale was in there somewhere. But, but at the same point, it's like, this is one of the worst things the NHL could do. Because for all the talk to say, oh, we want to make hockey work in the desert. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to do this. We want to do that. It's like, but you pretty much acknowledge that hockey does not work in the desert. Now, it kind of does with the Vegas Golden Knights, but at the same point, this is one of those things where you look back and you just go, oh, for God's sakes. Really? For 30 years, you stubbornly wanted to say, oh, yeah, hockey works in the desert, but the Coyotes haven't done shit in 30 years. They made the conference finals once, and that was in 2012 against the eventual champion Kings. But it's like, there's so much I blame a lot of people, but the main culprit here is ownership. That can't be disputed. For being a bunch of dopes. Just absolute incompetent dopes. I blame so many people for being bad at business. The NHL, for one. Management for the Coyotes, ownership. A lot of this goes back to ownership. Because in a salary cap realm, where you have every opportunity imaginable to improve your team, and all you have is Clayton Keller, that's it. That is it. Okay? You have like 2, maybe 3 great players in your entire franchise history. Shane Doan, obviously. Keller. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, maybe, depending on who you ask. It's... What the hell? I mean, it's not Devin Duke. Who the hell was it? Mike Smith? Thank you, Mike Smith. I forgot his name. I was thinking of Devin Dubnyk for the longest time. But you couldn't get at least to the playoffs on a regular basis with those teams. You couldn't. I know I only named a few players, but at the same point, ownership could look at the 2012 run and just go, wow, we can actually build something off this. And you do nothing. Like per usual with small market clubs, you do nothing. What is the result of something that you want to bounce with or get good momentum with? Strip it down. Look at the Marlins. Look at the Miami Marlins. Perfect example. They traded Giancarlo Stanton, who just won the MVP, for nothing to the New York Yankees. Why? I sympathize with Coyote fans. I really do. because as an Islander fan, we've had this fear for 25 years. The fear of them moving to Hartford, to Kansas City. You know, they were going to go to Hartford, Connecticut. They were going to become the Whalers. The Islanders weren't going to exist until recently. Like, fairly recently, in fact. And then I will give Charles Wong a lot of credit. He wanted to keep the Islanders here on Long Island. And to a degree, his vision became successful. Granted, a few years too late, but still. It's one of those things where I can't help but I feel awful for the Coyote fan base. I really do. Because this could have been avoided. This could have been avoided. Ownership, management, they could have saw something with past teams and go, you know what, we can build off of this. But you didn't. That's what's fucked up about it. You did nothing. Nothing. Now, on the positives, Utah's a great sports town. They have the Jazz, they got University of Utah, Utah State. You know, good sports state. And Salt Lake apparently is going to love that team. They're dedicated. And Ryan Smith, who owns the Jazz, is going to own the Coyotes. I'm like, okay, at least you have something going for you. Because the Jazz have been successful since like the mid-90s. They've been a good franchise for the last 30 or 40 years. Pretty good resume on them. Again, TBD, to be determined. We shall see. But, I want to see how this goes. I really do.